This week's a big week, for, as Angela Rayner calls him, our Keir. That's right, the current British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Sir Keir Starmer. The problem that you've got with the likes of Sir Keir Starmer is simply this. You see, he's proving to be one of the most unpopular British Prime Ministers, quite frankly, in the history of polling. Even worse than people like Neville Chamberlain, if that were possible. Now, this is simply because he's just been outed as an outright liar. Whatever he says, whatever he claims he's going to do, well, it doesn't matter what he said literally on record, in print, or indeed on videotape. He just basically said, never said it, didn't do it. But now, seemingly, he's locked horns with the Prince of Wales, Prince William. Let me explain. Morning, chums. Nice to see you. You all right today? No, are you? I'm all right. Well, hay fever's a bit bad round here. It's funny, isn't it? I don't know if you suffer from it, but I was filming somewhere the other day and I was telling a colleague about this, and I was near a tree and the sort of potent smell, which wasn't particularly nice from the tree, suddenly lurched into my clothes, my suits, everything. And I thought, wow, that is strong, isn't it? You don't realise, and remember, this is, I think, part of the problem. You're breathing it in. I'm right, aren't I? Yes, absolutely. You know what I'm saying, though? You just don't realise it at that point, do you? That's a problem, yes. Well, it's not too bad at the moment. Sorry, I've done a wave, but nice to have your company anyway. Thank you so much for your time today. Yeah, you don't want to lock horns with the Prince of Wales, do you? Let's be blunt. Prince William, I thought, did a sterling job, as I mentioned, locking the heads of Zelensky and, of course, President Trump together. And I really think he's coming into his own in certain areas representing His Majesty the King. I don't know about you, it doesn't matter how long you've been on the world stage, it's still daunting. You've got to get up there, give a speech, all of that sort of stuff. So why has Prince William suddenly fallen foul of Sir Keir Starmer? Well, we're going to the polls this week in the local elections, and that's very, very tricky. Apparently, the current British Labour Party, the government, are going to poll incredibly badly. People are sick to the back teeth, with the winter fuel allowance, constant lies, migration problems, smash the gangs. You could list, it's just, if you could list a worse government, and I'm not, saying about it impartially, but the promises they made in 6 months against what they've delivered are just the worst on record. And really, to keep putting things out on social media saying we've changed. Yes, you've changed everything for the worse. That's your problem. And the public will vote in their droves to get rid of a lot of these local councillors. But it's this particular instance that's offended, apparently, according to a good source, the current British Prime Minister, because Prince William has very kindly, alongside Catherine, the Princess of Wales, donated a substantial sum to the school up in Southport in Merseyside, where there was the terrible massacre last summer. I really hated this phrase as well, where the current mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, didn't use that phrase, didn't put it as a massacre. He said something like disobedience or, riots. No, it was cold-hearted murder from a migrant that had been welcomed into this country. Don't dress it up. Many people want to see the return of course, capital punishment for that particular individual. So why has this angered Sir Keir? Well, according to a source, it's simply this. You see, if you remember, when Sir Keir Starmer went up to Southport last year, he literally stayed a matter of minutes, refused to speak to the residents, refused to speak to the people, and indeed just put a wreath down and left. Catherine and William took their natural time because, as a mark of respect, went up there, spent a lot of time and connected with many of the families which they've kept in touch with. And consequently, Ginny Payne, which is the school's head, has received, as I say, this particular information. A lot of people are saying, well, aren't William and Catherine as bad as Meghan and Harry by revealing that they've got this private donation? It wasn't them that did it. It was a school. They wanted to let people know just the generosity that comes from, of course, Catherine and William. And when you think about it, whichever way you look at it, this is a far, far very serious situation. So Keir Starmer, you see, does not want the public being reminded of just what a lacklustre leader he was at that pivotal time, locking people up seemingly for no reasons about nasty tweets that could have really been a suspended sentence. He's been heavy-handed, and this just really reminds everybody over here about tact, diplomacy, and how to handle things. Prince William has really done a terrific job, and I really admire the fact that he's kept in touch with those poor people. Literally, when you think about it, really look at that story if you can. It's an horrific story of our time. Poor people just literally going to a dance class very young, never to return. The devastation for those families, well, he would never get over it. Prince William and Catherine have done their best at least to try and do something. Meanwhile, Keir Starmer continues to disappoint. And this is the problem between the two. They were close, but apparently the rift is now even widening further. Neil Sean, Kensington, London.